Welcome to episode 36B of Successful Demo. Each episode analyzes the theoretical and practical aspects of one newly released cards. If you haven't checked out the first video in this series, be sure to follow the link in the top right corner, because that's where I discuss with the big boy, Abram Job, his AdTech deck and Endless Eula. We'll be featuring the same two decks again, and I'm once again joined by the esteemed Abram Job. Hey Abram, how's it going?
Hey, great.
Alright, so today we are back, but we'll be discussing a different card this time. We'll be looking at the other NBN card in the cycle. Nope, it's not Sandman. No one wants to even look at that card. Instead, we're going to be talking about Amani Senai. This is an asset with a lot of lines in the text box. I can't be bothered to read it. But what I do know is that its effect does not fill the win condition of any existing archetype. It doesn't give you money, it doesn't do meat damage, it doesn't give tags. So Abram, how do we justify the deck slot to run Amani Senai in your deck?
Well, you have to do the math, you see.
Quick
and
maths.
here's what you do. Okay, let's put out the best case for this card, right? So best reasonable case is that it triggers 5 times. Like you score 2 things, they score 3 things. If you score another thing, you win the game, presumably, unless it's really weird. Like you don't get any 3-pointer. So let's say, they steal one of each of your agendas, right? They steal a food, a sales team, and a Beal.
Yep.
And you score a sales team and a Beal. Okay, you add up all the advancement requirements of those cards, and it's 19 credits.
That's pretty good.
So presumably, if they have a card worth bouncing, which they basically always do, that's going to cost at least as much to reinstall as what the trace is. You pay 2 and they pay 19. I mean, that's kind of the end of the game. Like, you win. So now it's not always that good because you don't always have it when there's nothing scored yet.
Yep.
Sometimes they have link cards. That's a bummer. Or if they even have like a link ID, then it's 1 less every time. But then it can also swing the other way, where sometimes you have situations where you can boost the trace and really blow people out. So, maybe you have an off-campus apartment, and I win the game when I score an agenda.
Well,
which I've done a few times.
Yeah, that's pretty good anti-geist tech right there.
It's a tough sell to install off-campus apartment against my deck. You have to know that you can keep somehow. You won't be able to keep ahead on money for a very, very long time, and so you have to keep Amani off the board or stop. Like, actually, stopping me from scoring doesn't even work, because you can't even steal the agenda. So you have to keep her off the board. It's not easy to do. You can't even do it with political operative, because I can res and then score in the same window.
That's true.
So it's tough, and so people, after getting burnt by this card once by ignoring it because they don't understand what it does and completely getting snowballed on, they learn to trash it. And so usually what happens is you res it, you score a sales team, you drain them for 4, and then they trash it. So you pay 2 and they pay 8 and a click, which is still completely amazing.
It is a good trade, yeah.
And so it's kind of like an economic warfare. It's like this. So usually you play it and they trash it before it's rezzed, and then it's an eco warfare that drains a click from them. So that's good. That's obviously a good card, and it's really good in a rush deck where those numbers 4 credits and a click really add up because the game isn't that long. And then a lot of the times it's you pay 2, they pay 8. And then every once in a while you get in situations where they can't afford to get rid of it, and it just keeps pounding them. Maybe you have an Archangel in front of it, and he has a second remote, and they don't want to go in there because you'll just put another one in or put a Jeeves in if they trash it. So, and then you just start ripping up their board.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, it really seems like this card is pretty much a perfect fit for your deck, because your deck is chock full of cards that, are tempo wins for you as the corp. You know, something like a
Yeah.
G's Model Bioroids. If the runner preemptively trashes it, they're 5 credits behind. That's pretty bad for them.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, it's
Ash,
terrible.
you're always winning as the corp when you're playing Ash, behind even a single piece of ice. And yeah, so Amani does exactly everything. Does exactly that. It's like an economic warfare. That you're
Yep.
always winning, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Like, imagine if economic warfare, if they couldn't afford to pay the 4, it, like, did something horrible to them. It'd be a pretty insane card, and that's kind of what this does. And it keeps doing horrible things to them until they pay 4.
Yeah, that's a
I mean,
good
I've
point.
bounced security nexuses,
Ooh.
like,
Ooh.
freshly played Earthrise hotels, like, it's really mean.
Yeah, so it's quite a big deal that traces are usually bad for the corp because you have to pump them first, and so the runner can react to it. But on the other hand, the base traces are usually so high that it's essentially a tax for the runner. You're not playing this card specifically to bounce certain cards from the runner's board. You don't really even intend to get the effect off most of the time. Yeah, it's just there for the trace that the runner basically has to pay.
Yeah, that's right.
And
It just drains the money. Like, if you play against Mopus, they're always going to be able to pay the trace, but they have to pay the trace.
Yeah.
Because bouncing their Mopus is, like, so much worse
that's
for
the
them.
thing. Yeah, exactly.
So, like, they're guaranteed to have a target then. And so then you put it behind something. Like, I have some of this ice, like the IP block, the Architect, Archangel, that's kind of built for a second remote. So if they are trashing the naked stuff, or if they can, then I'll put Amani or Jeeves behind one of those things, and then it'll stick forever and just be a huge pain.
Yeah, very classic second remote, like you would in your
Yeah.
tempo decks.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think through all the sparring games, one thing I found really fun is that it's a fun dynamic matchup, even though I was losing, and yeah, it's a very fair deck. It's not like
man.
Amani Senna is locking you out of the game or anything. It's just a card that punishes you if you don't deal with it, but not
Yeah.
so much that it breaks your back.
Yeah, I kind of describe the win condition of this deck as if you can get them to click for credits while they still need to find a breaker, you've won the game. And you kind of play cards that facilitate that. Like, you need to get them in a position where their economy isn't great, but they need to draw cards, but there's this must trash thing or must deal with situation. They deal with that, and now they still can't find their breaker because they have to click up. That's kind of how you win. And Amani is really good for that because she makes it so that if they're low, they have to be clicking up. They can't be digging for things because it'll just destroy their board.
Yeah, I think destroys a bit a bit much, but well,
Well, if the game is short, returning something to their hand isn't that different from trashing it.
true that. Yeah, makes a lot of sense. All
We
right.
don't have time to play it again.
Yep.
Yeah, let's
So-
watch the game.
Yep. We'll see that in action. We are back with the exact same matchup, Canadian Nationals Valencia against EdTech, this time with a much more marginal hand.
Yeah, this one's good if I don't have hedge fund, but it doesn't have any of the good breakers,
Nope.
which is kind of. I think I would maybe mulligan this. Yeah. See. Oh, now your
Yep.
hand looks really bad.
Yeah, it does.
It's good if you can like slam this E-strike mining accident turn 1,
Yeah.
but against hedge fund that's way worse.
Yeah, so I don't even bother with the E-strike here because
Oh, you should
Yeah,
have
rich.
played it, I think.
yeah, probably.
Oh yeah, but you want to gamble. That's really tough. Like, look how much worse your mining accident is.
Yeah, I think because of that I should have just outright mulligan the hand. Yeah. Playing E-strike, take a credit, show gamble, that's not a good first turn, regardless.
Maybe it is though. I don't know. It's hard to say.
So the thing is, those viewers who may have watched our first game would know that your deck runs a lot of economy, like inordinate economy. You have your ID, which is powerful in its own right, but you have hedge funds, you have Marilyns, pop-up windows, like
IPOs. I have 2 IPOs.
of course, yes. So
Yeah.
you can't stop all
Oh,
of
and
them.
3 NGO front.
Of
Yeah.
course, yeah.
It's a lot
So
of money.
yeah, it's. I mean, some might say it's overkill, but you know, it allows you to do the job, especially when you're running toll booths
Yeah.
and EULAs.
Honestly, the reason I have that much is because of mining accident. I don't actually need that much to afford what I'm doing, but I need to. Bad pub is a huge disaster for my deck,
Yep.
so I have to be able to pay 5 no matter what, and so I need a big cushion.
Yeah, so I'm not even bothering with the Maryland remote. Perhaps that's a mistake, but the thing is, you told me during one of the games that, in a 44 card deck, Maryland is just so busted. Like,
Oh yeah, it's
you trash
really
it.
nuts. Man.
Yeah, you trash it and it just keeps coming back. It's ridiculous.
I think I played like 5 of them against you in one game.
Tell me about it. Alright, so again, applying HQ pressure here because you're not scoring anything. The agendas have to be somewhere. I mean
Yeah,
that,
doing that the turn before Mailer trashes is pretty good.
yeah, especially when I get the Rashida right here, and
Mhm.
hoping to snipe an agenda here, and I do. Yeah, that's not too bad.
Yeah, that's good.
Unfortunately, I'm
And-
on 3 credits, so this
Yeah,
is
I just kind of let people do that, you know? It's like I get a couple bucks, they spend some time. It's time that they're not going to be able to get into the remote.
exactly, and it's time that I'm not spending setting up. Like I haven't drawn that many
you're not
cards.
finding your breakers.
Yeah, my bin has 2 cards right now. 3 cards right now. No breakers. So it's not looking good. My setup's not looking good.
I think the E-Strike should have been played at some point here.
That's quite fair. I think in most of our games, I just conceded the economy to you. Probably not the best idea. Yeah, for those of you wondering, Big Boy isn't running any currents in his deck. Although you certainly could fit a couple scarcities in there. I don't see why not.
Well, it's really bad with my central plan. Because I bleed an early agenda almost every game.
Oh, that's fair.
So I think they could just turn it off. Yeah, and I can't defend this at all. Like, I just let people Omar me. It's terrible.
Yeah, but the thing with the Canadian Nets Val deck is that the central pressure is just not enough. It's like, it's not going to win me the game. So,
You need to get a lot of cards out before it starts to happen.
yeah.
Man, what am I doing here? I need to... Oh yeah, I didn't have good agendas, it looks like.
Yeah, you're just scoring the view. I mean,
But
it's
this
fine.
has got to be another one.
Well, we'll see.
I was probably gonna jam that... What's it called? That food that you took. That was probably the plan.
Ooh, got lucky here.
Oh man.
I saw the sales team on R&D. That was the Find the Truth trigger.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a bin and I'm like, I don't think I can make this R&D run. Am I gonna try it anyway? Die trying.
I think you should try.
Yeah, the worst case is possibly an IP block after a EULA or something that,
Mhm.
completely wrecks my board state. So we have an Archangel here. I'm looking at my board. Can I afford to lose a Liberator accounts?
Yeah, that'd be bad.
Yeah, either way,
Oh man,
yeah.
this was really not good.
Yeah, the vanilla, yeah, that was awful.
Oh,
I'm not sure if it would have been a different game if I stole the sales team, but it would have been really nice there.
Oh, it would that would have been a huge deal. The thing is, now you've got these turning wheel counters.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like you can get it out of HQ because it looks like I have another agenda in that remote right now.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I put a barrier there.
Yeah,
could be
so
good.
I was definitely thinking about it. Given that you didn't install the sales team, I knew it was in your HQ, so I think you'll see me going for it here pretty soon.
So you could run the remote here because it's like really certain that that's like a Beal. You could make me res that ice. I mean, maybe it's just a vanilla, but then you find out what it is.
Interesting. I think I'm not sure if I can make the conclusion. The other possibility is that, your remote. Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, if it's not an agenda in the remote, I would have put the sales
You
team
would
in there,
have,
for
yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, but in any case, Yeah, I went for the
Oh, here we go. Pay the
more
man.
obvious HQ run, and yeah, I was gonna unload two turning wheel for two extra accesses, but I figured that rather than risk it, I would.
Yeah, you're gonna guarantee it.
Yep,
Yeah,
by
that's
jacking
okay.
out, getting one more counter, and then running to guarantee it. Also, sweeping the rest of your hand in case you had any extra agendas.
Yeah, sure. But I'm not like super torn up about this.
Nope.
Because now you're on 0 turning wheel counters.
Yeah, the threat is gone.
And I like that agenda was kind of like a lost cause for me anyway. Like I knew you were gonna get it, and I just wanted you to spend your counters, and I got $3.
Yeah, I think the most important thing is that I did not mat dash there, so I'm not on match point just yet.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So this is gonna be a 3-pointer for me. It looks like.
Yep, it is, and
You gave me all that money.
yeah, again, there's not much I can do about this here.
No.
I could if I had stim hack, but I don't.
Yep.
So instead, I'm just gonna snoop around your centrals, find out that all your central ice are basically lies, and run R&D for the RNG trigger. And I see Amani Senai, interestingly, choosing not to trash it there.
Well, it's not. You haven't accessed it yet, right?
Oh yeah, I haven't accessed it yet.
Yeah,
But
you still could trash
it's typically a really bad idea to trash assets of R&D regardless.
Yeah, especially with our 3 agendas already scored, it's not that huge of a deal.
Yeah, that's.
Although,
definitely
if
true.
this remote is sales team, you're really sad. 'cause
Exactly. Yes, I'm
then I
thinking.
get a trace 4 on you.
Yeah, it could be a 3-pointer, but it could also be that sales team that you score, and
Yeah.
that's not fun.
Because a lot of times I advance that in extra time, so that if I draw another agenda, I can put it in the remote
And guess what?
like right away.
It is.
Oh yeah. Oh,
It's a view.
Oh no, it's just this. So I wonder why. Oh, man, I wonder why I didn't
Triple advance.
score that for 3 points.
I think you just really wanted to get this Amani trigger off.
I think I did, but
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was worth it actually.
well, let me think about it. I must have had a reason.
Uh,
I know I have this biotic in my
yeah,
hand.
I was gonna say maybe that was the reason.
That kind of makes me want to get the 3 points. Oh, I know why. It's because of the turntable.
Yes, of course. Yes.
Yeah,
You knew I was
that's
running
right.
turntable.
Man, I was playing smart.
Uh,
I mean, maybe that's smart. I don't know, but it's just if I go to 3 points there and then it gets swapped, I lost like a lot of value by not getting the bounce. Oh, and I got this Jeeves. So this is oh, now that you give me $2, I'm threatening the win here.
Yeah. So at this point, because I know you have biotic and I know there's a G's on the board. If that's a build or food in the remote, you win. So it's a
Yeah.
really nasty situation for me to be in. So I'm pretty sure I don't have the money to contest your remote. If it's an Ash and a Eula there, I'm out. So the best I can do is to run your Jeeves, which I seem to not care about for some reason.
Well, running the Jeeves isn't that. I mean, I just advance the next turn.
Yeah.
I guess you get daily cast money, so that makes it pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
you guessed the wrong
I
number
misfired Rashida for some reason. I'm not sure what I was thinking here. I was
You
I
just
think
got you got the names mixed
yep,
up.
I mixed it up with Amani.
We just give you your $3.
Yeah. So well, surely I trash Rashida here. Surely. I'm actually thinking very hard about this.
What's your win here? Is it like I don't know what it is. You trash and then like go back for 2 cards. Can you even get back in for 2 cards?
So the thing is,
yeah, you can-
at
you
this
can.
point, I'm still, not 100% sure that the item in server wants an agenda.
Yeah,
Because
that's true.
For it to be an agenda, you must have top decked it, and there are only 2 legit agendas left. The one
Yeah.
view and
It
one
could
food.
it could be like a Maryland campaigner, Rashida.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Yeah.
you know, yeah. So at this point, I was like, okay, I think I may be able to cheese a win on centrals, but to do that, I must make sure you not see any agendas of R&D. So I did that. I'm not sure why I'm running HQ here.
Yeah.
Doesn't make
I
a lot of
thought maybe
sense.
you were just getting a turning wheel counter, but you could have just bounced on the first thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is good. Give me those cards.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Oh, now I get to do 4 things.
Yeah, so this is really, yeah, the win-win for the co-op coming into play here. If I don't trash the Jeeves, which I didn't last turn, even though you're not scoring your big
Oh,
five.
what am I doing here?
You're installing 4 cards. That's what you're doing. Yeah, you're still getting a lot of mileage off the Jeeves. Like the extra click adds up. Yeah, so
Yeah, Jeeves Rashida turn 1 is like totally crazy.
it is. Yeah, I think the most painful thing about this here is that now the threat of you winning off server 1 is real, and I
Yeah.
don't have the money to contest your assets. So I'm
This HQ run is good
yeah
because
because
I drew last click.
yes, you did. But the question is, do I unload on turning wheels here? I chose not to because if you found an agenda, it would be in the remote. So, pretty unlikely that you have multiple agendas in hand. So here I'm just guessing, wondering what to guess on RNG key.
Yeah.
I should be guessing 4, because I know you're Baltic.
Server 1 is like probably not an agenda because I drew last click, which I wouldn't do.
Oh yeah, I did not notice that. That's a good point.
I'm pretty clearly like looking for agendas here, and I iced R&D also.
Yeah,
So
that's a
maybe
good
the
point.
HQ run isn't good. I mean, the HQ run is good if I happen to get one with the last click draw, but you're pretty sure the other 3 cards aren't agendas.
Yep. Yeah, at that point it was mostly just for turning wheel counters and the RNG key trigger, which, to be
Mhm.
fair, make a lot of sense.
Yep.
un- uh, hmm. I'm
This
not.
is see like this is how important Mad Dash is. Like
Yeah.
without it, you're actually super far from winning.
Yeah. So I. I checked to make sure that the EULA is indeed on server
That's
1
okay.
and then jack out.
Yeah, that's fine. That
Yeah.
makes it harder for me to threaten the win with Biotic.
Yeah, so here comes your second Rashida. By this point, you most certainly
Now
have
I probably have
found-
a million agendas.
Yeah. Yeah, it's important to note that you're down to 11 cards in R&D. So, yeah, you probably found one here and immediately goes in the remote. And the fact that you protect Jeeves basically double confirms that's one of your winning agendas.
I think maybe I
I think you
put
did
the
not.
wrong ice there.
Oh, I think
Oh no, it was that
Jeeves trigger, right?
Yeah, I missed the trigger.
Yeah.
But then I think I realized that I didn't actually have something else good to install.
Right. Yeah.
Or yeah, it might be that I have an agenda in my hand and that keeping the extra card in HQ is better than installing something.
That's true. Maybe you have an agenda in
Yeah.
hand and you wanted to pair your hand.
Yeah. I think I have like another pop-up or something like small to put on HQ that I thought about doing, but holding the extra card is better.
Yeah, that's a wise choice. So, you're gonna win if I don't challenge either of your remotes here. So here, I just trash your Jeeves.
Mhm.
Gotta get that out of the way. But yeah, I'm actually not sure if this is a good play by me, because I'm just delaying the inevitable. You're just gonna advance the card in server 1 anyway.
Mhm.
So here I'm just getting more turning wheel counters to try to win off centrals. But yep, you just see a bunch of toll booths. So I think this is where you just impatiently begin advancing your card. Or not. Interesting. So what does this tell you?
I think I'm worried that if I advance it, you're gonna steal it. I don't think I feel the remote is as safe as you do, because I like in my head you have stim hack,
Right, yeah. You always have to be worried about that.
and so I'm trying to like keep you busy.
That's true, yeah. That I mean, again, the assets really help with the distraction. Like, yeah, since you run so many assets, I'm kind of compelled to check all of them.
And like since you trashed the Jeeves last time, I kind of think that you're just gonna do it again,
and which
and then
I
I
do.
can just get a I can just have an even better turn next turn.
Yep. So find the Truth Seas IPO here, and it's yet another Jeeves, which I'm pretty pissed off about, but not much can do about that. So here I tried to get some forward tempo with the Earthrise. If I draw into a Mad Dash or Stim Hack, that would really help.
Yeah, that's
and
good.
Yeah, now you finally lose the patience and begin advancing it without a third piece of ice, interestingly. So, alright. So here, at this point, I'm thinking to myself, I'm basically fishing for a Stim Hack here. If I don't, there's no way I'm getting through the remote twice. I check my deck list here for the number of Stim Hacks I'm running, I think. Yeah, just making sure that I have Stim Hack in my deck.
Yeah, that looks like double Eula to me.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
even if
like,
it's single
really-
Eula, I'm not getting in twice, assuming that's an Ash. So, no Stim Hack here, so
Yeah.
I have to win off Centrals. So, I'm gonna unload my turning wheel somewhere. Question is, R&D or HQ? But either way, it doesn't really matter. The thing is, because I don't have Mad Dash, I'm almost certainly just going to Omar into R&D here.
Mhm.
So yeah, down to rolling the dice, I guess. Having to see 2 agendas of 3 remaining really hurts. If you have an agenda in hand, that makes it all the more worse. I think at this point I'm basically trying to convince myself that there's no way I can get in the remote.
Yeah, it doesn't look good.
Nope. But that's what your deck is designed to do. I think losing 10 credits off trashing G's twice hurts so much.
And I have like a lot of money now compared to before.
Yeah. So interestingly, Amani Senai did okay this game. You got 1 trigger.
Yeah, there were already 3 agendas scored.
Yeah. I guess
It
that's
actually did more the other game, where I installed it turn 1 behind pop-up and you ran and trashed it turn 1.
yeah,
Delayed,
actually,
like, your whole setup by an entire turn.
you know, you're absolutely right. Yeah.
Because I think we played another game where it got you for like 13 credits. So you were kind of burnt.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess this illustrates one of the smaller downsides of the card. I mean, it's not a dead card by any means, but certainly not as useful as it could be.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna run R&D here and unload all my turning wheel counters because I'm gonna let Archangel fire, I think.
Yeah, if you have another
I think I
paperclip, you
do.
can do
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, you're just gonna bounce the paperclip, which I'm forced to reinstall here.
Mhm.
And yeah,
Do you win this one too? This looks really good.
well, we'll see. As I told you, that's 2 in 3 agendas I'm fishing for, or 2 in 2 if you have 1 in HQ, which you probably
Yeah.
do.
Oh yeah, that's true. Because there's one in the remote, and I might have one in my hand.
And I do see a corporate sales team of R&D,
There's one.
so I happily steal it. Only to realize that Amani Senna is still on the board. So
Oh yeah.
I'm getting traced here.
Oh, I think I remember this game now.
Yeah. And I was like, I think it was at this point I was starting to realize, holy crap, this is what
Oh
that
yeah.
card does.
And so I think this takes away your ability to get another access.
Yes, because what I wanted to do here, I still have 2 clicks remaining. I wanted to run archives because I think you may have been a cheeky little git. I think you may have been.
Oh,
storing
I
some
never do
agendas there.
that.
I think it would have been.
I would never do that to you.
I would totally do that if I were you, because that archives is, no one would run archives just to see
Yeah,
the
but
two-faced
I
dice.
want agendas. I don't know. I don't think there's a time when I would have like had one that I would throw away.
Yeah, that's probably true. Although in the 2 turns where you were flooding your hand with Rashida, it's quite hard to tell whether.
Yeah, that might be true.
Yeah, so I really wanted to rerun archives there, but because you bounced my Black Orchestra
Yeah.
with Amani
and
Senai,
I think I have one in my hand, and so if you if I didn't have that bounced, you could Omar into HQ for a card and maybe win.
yeah, that's the other possibility as well. Yeah, so that Amani Senai was actually clutch there because it denied me
Yeah, it
a
actually
chance
mattered.
to get into HQ or archives. I would.
And it did already take 3 credits from you.
Yes.
like earlier on.
I mean,
And I maybe could have even boosted it back then.
yeah, if it fires only once, it's not that good because you have to pay 2 to res it, and it taxes me
Mhm.
3. It's not that good. But here, in a situation where I was very pressed for credits, that Amani was a
Mhm.
huge punisher because you were free to boost it as much as you wanted.
Yeah. But
Oof.
look at this. This score area just shows you how important Mad Dash is and how like nuts this agenda suite is.
Yeah. I mean,
If they,
yeah, yeah. Having to steal half your agendas is really no joke.
it's really hard.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so it was a really rough game. And it seemed like I had a good chance at the end, but yeah, Amani just shutting off that final window there.
These are like pretty slow games for me. I've been playing this deck a lot, and I open like vanilla sales team advance like a lot of the time.
Wow. Okay.
You go pretty hard because people are doing nothing, man. They're installing like data foldings and stuff. So I just move.
Yeah.
Um,
I think I. Sorry. I think I picked the games where we had a closer match, like the agenda points were
oh
pretty
yeah,
even. In those more blowout games where you just, completely crush me, I think you had very
score
fast
7
games.
immediately.
Yeah, every
Yeah.
single Rashida drawing you agendas, you just push them in your remote. But that's what this deck does.
Yep.
I think the most powerful aspect of the deck, or rather one of the most powerful aspects, is that your 3-pointers are worth 2 points to me, but your 2-pointers can be worth 3 points to you. Which
Yeah. Yeah. I have five GFIs, right?
yeah, that really
So
makes up for
this.
the fact that you're only running 2 3-pointers, because in your typical 2-2-3 scoring pattern, having only 2 3-pointers is pretty unreliable.
Yeah.
Like if I steal one of your foods, you're forced to find the other one. But
Hmm.
you don't have to, because you can just score a big bill. That's pretty good.
Yeah. It's really good. And when they steal GFI and you have an Amani, they're super sad. They have to pay 5.
Yeah, I'll trace 5. That's pretty awful. So yeah, to round things off, what's your verdict on Amani? I know we've heard a bit from you on the Stimhack Court predictions, but that was written some time back. What do you feel
Yeah,
about
I
it?
think it's good. It's tough to fit into a deck. You need the right agenda suite for it, and then I think the thing that tips me into including it is the upside cases where it's game winning, like against Geist or anybody hosting things on anything. It's just totally crazy.
Hmm.
And just the games where you have it right away and you just bounce their data folding 3 times and they keep replaying it, and you keep naming resource with your ID and they keep replaying it, and it's and they just like never do anything. Those happen kind of a lot. And then when
Yeah.
it doesn't, it's just like an eco warfare. Uh,
Yeah.
so
As
I think it's good. I wish it wasn't for influence, because then I could put it in a bunch of things. But
Yeah, I think it'd be a
can't.
really fun, fun inverted commas card to see in other factions. But I think it would be really interesting to see the dynamics of Amani Senai versus New Age Anarch with all the virus counters. If you bounce something with a lot of virus counters on it,
Ooh.
that could be really interesting.
Yeah. Although the dude, Freedom can just remove her from the game, right? Or not, he can remove virus counters to trash her.
Blah.
So, that's not great.
No. Well, yeah, we'll see it when the time comes. But for now, thanks very much for coming on to showcase your deck and to talk through these cards with us.
Yeah.
Yep. Hope that you all really enjoyed the competitive insight provided by the big boy. And hope you enjoyed this series. In the meantime, it's goodbye from Abram,
Bye-bye.
and it's bye from me. Happy net running, and I'll see you in the next video. Alrighty.